Hi everybody. So today I'm doing a weird and funny kids toys video, and I decided to do this picture book based on Edgar Allan Poe's The Cask of Amontillado, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that word right, but that's how I've always pronounced it when I read the story. And I love Edgar Allan Poe, and The Cask of Amontillado is actually my favorite story of his, but I really don't think it's appropriate for a kid's picture book. And you'll see why when I get into the story in a minute. But I found this at a thrift store quite a while ago, and I just thought it was hilarious that they actually made this into a picture book. And so I had to get it. I think I paid I think it's on the inside, like 95 cents for it. Yeah, up there in the corner. But let's go ahead and take a look at the story, and I'll kind of explain what happens in the story as we go along. I'm not going to actually read the whole thing, but I'll just explain for those who don't know the story. So here we start at the beginning, and this guy, he hates this guy, Fortunato. Fortunato is, in his opinion, a real jerk. He's insulted him and annoyed him all of his life, I guess, and he just wants to do something to get back at this guy. So that's how we start out, good revenge plot. That's always good for a kid's book. And then it goes on to talk about how he will be avenged and he's going to punish the guy. And then this page goes on to talk about how Fortunato trusts him even though the guy hates him. And we'll go on about how Fortunato is respected and feared even though maybe he shouldn't be because he's a drunk. And so then we go here and they're at a carnival. And Fortunato, of course, is already drunk. So our guy decides maybe this would be a time to get his revenge and get back at him. So far, we have a guy who hates another guy and wants revenge. And the one guy's a drunk, so he gets drunk and the other guy decides to take advantage of him. So when you think about the fact that picture books are generally geared for an audience of 3 to 9 years of age, yeah, that's appropriate. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's see, he tricks Fortunato here. He invites Fortunato to come check out some Amontillado, which is a kind of wine, to see if it's real or not. And I guess, since Fortunato considers himself a wine expert, he says he has to go see, if this is real wine or not. So they head to the guy's house, and the guy takes Fortunato down to the cellar. And then as they're walking along, Fortunato's like, where's the wine? And the guy's like, just further on. So they're walking through the cellar. And this part is just where Fortunato's coughing, so he's ill. And that's pretty much all that this page does. And this page, they're drinking to their long life, which is kind of iron. It's an irony when you get to the end of the story that they're drinking to each other's long life. And so here they are, and they're walking through the family vault because all the dead people in the family, the Monstresser family, which is the family of the guy who hates this guy and wants to kill him. So the Monstressors, this is their family home, so all the people are buried there, and they're walking past their crypts. And then, let's see, here he's drinking wine. No surprise, he's a drunk, so he found some wine to drink. And they're talking about being part of the Masons, the Freemasons, which is another subject, I know kids love. So, and then here they're walking further into the cellar, and there's these rooms that are just filled with human skeletons of people who were chained up and just stacked up. And yeah, this is really awesome for a kid's picture book. And so here they get kind of to the part where he was taking Fortunato. He tells Fortunato that the Amontillado that he came to look at is inside this area. So Fortunato goes in, and then our guy jumps on him and chains him to the wall. So again, this is, really great. And then he, kind of taunts the guy after he chains him to the wall, saying, well, I must leave you, but first I gotta pay back what I owe you. And so here the guy is chained to the wall. And the guy who chained him there decides to start building a brick wall around the guy. And so he gets out his little trowel and the mortar and the brick and starts, bricking up the guy and the wall. And so Fortunato at this point, his drunkenness is starting to wear off, so he's kind of like moaning and crying. And then here we are, he can hear the rattling of the chain as he finishes walling the guy in. And so after he finishes the wall, he just sits down and listens to the guy trying to escape and not being able to. And then let's see, this part, it says, Fortunato starts screaming because he's scared and he wants to get out. But, nothing you can do. And let's see, here he hadn't quite finished the wall yet. He had finished most of it, but here he's putting on the finishing touches. And then, let's see, he's standing here through the last little bit as he finishes the wall, and Fortunato starts laughing and is like, ha ha ha, this is a great joke, now let me out, okay? Let me out. And then he's kind of laughing back and like, yeah, ha ha ha, you're not going anywhere, kind of thing. And so he goes ahead and he, closes up the hole. But before he closes up the hole, he throws the torch through the hole. Although I'm not sure, that would make it catch fire or anything, although it may have. And so he finishes the wall and he leaves. And that's it. So he leaves the guy to die, chained to the wall, bricked in so he can't get out, even if he got loose from the chains. And so he was left there to either asphyxiate, possibly, depending on how well sealed it was, or starve to death. So either way you look at it, this is just such a great children's story, don't you think? I mean, don't you just want to read this to your little grandkids or kids or whatever? I mean, I think this is one story that they'll remember, that will stick with them if you read this picture book to them. So that's the picture book for kids, the Cask of Amontillado. And when I first saw this, I was like, this has to be a joke. It's like, it can't really be for kids. But it's put out by Troll Associates, which, if anybody knows anything about the children's publishing industry, Troll Associates is huge, or at least it used to be huge. And that is a children's book line. So it was actually meant to be for children, and I think it's such a great story to share with kids, and such great values to pass on. If you hate somebody and you can get them drunk, and then you can build a brick wall around them after you've chained them to the wall. I mean, that's just awesome. And like I said, this is actually my favorite Edgar Allan Poe story, but I'm not a little kid. And I actually have a t-shirt that says on it, it's an Edgar Allan Poe t-shirt, and it says something about keep your friends close and your enemies bricked up in the walls, because I always love that. I like a good revenge story. But, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little children's book, and, I hope that it gives you pleasant dreams tonight. And I guess that's it for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And let's see, support me on Patreon if you want to. The link to that is in the description of the video. And there's also a link to the current giveaway that I'm running in the description of the video, so check those out. Connect with me on Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, which is also in the description of the video. And I guess that's it. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.